Honesty is not a virtue that you cultivate as an end in itself. You don't cultivate honesty just for the sake of being honest. You practice honesty. You get good at being honest. You build up the musculature of the mind necessary to really be honest with others because it changes real world outcomes. Right? Not just honesty with your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, not just honesty with your parents, even in a situation like a university campus. You can look back at different conflicts you had with professors and ask yourself, what if I had really been honest? What if I had given it 110%? What if I had really let him know the reasons why I was dropping the course? And I've done that. I've done that with professors. I mean, now as an old man, I did not have that strength of character. I did not have that practice of being honest back when I was 19 years old. But when I was in university at age 36, I can remember going to talk to the professor and saying, look, this is how many hours I put into this assignment. This is how many hours I have to put into study Chinese. I can't stay in your course. It's too much work, for too low a grade. I can't do this. This isn't sustainable. Where I was really honest about what my reasons were for dropping out of the course. And I think that happened 3 times. 2 of the professors offered me positively and insisted that instead of taking their course, I do an independent study credit where I'd write the essay on my own. I wouldn't have to come to class, and I wouldn't have to do other smaller assignments that would be a waste of my time. And of the 3, the third, he had a complete meltdown. He completely freaked out. I could tell you what he said. It was a little bit interesting, but he just flew off the handle, and he was very, very upset. He was very hurt that I dropped the course, and I think there were maybe 6 students in that class, and I did most of the talking. I mean, it was supposed to be a seminar where everyone speaks equally, but I'm a big personality. My absence was noticed by all when I dropped that course. And for that professor, I just mentioned, he was retiring. It was the final course he was teaching on his life's work, and I think it actually meant a lot to him that I was there and I was doing the readings and I was asking intelligent questions, that I was participating as I was before I dropped that course. Okay, you're never going to get another chance to be honest, right? If I had been phony with that guy, there are a million ways to talk yourself out of that situation. There are a million ways to lie, and there's only one way to tell the truth, right? And if you pass that up, if you don't tell the truth, then you'll never know. And honesty brings about very different, real world outcomes. Okay? What you see in the background is an inflatable mattress. Okay? I don't know if it's ever been on camera before. I think we put it away or deflated it times when recording YouTube videos. Okay? I bought this deflatable mattress because my girlfriend and I have come so close to breaking up repeatedly. We have so many times made the decision, okay, let's end the relationship. You'll move out tomorrow or next week or as soon as possible, but until then, you need a separate bed, sleep on this mattress. It's a really good air mattress, by the way. If anyone's visiting, if I have guests, they can use this air mattress, okay? And it's inflated again today. It's inflated again today because this morning, again, we had the conversation where I said to her, I don't want this relationship to go on anymore. I want you to move out. I want to end this relationship, all right? And the truth is, I have been saying that again and again for 2.5 years. I did not have that number memorized. The last time we went through this, about a month and a half ago, I think, I looked up the email record and I was like, when was it that I first said, look, I have no hope in the future of the relationship. This is bad for me. This is not working. This is wrong. I want to break up. And it turns out it's been fully 2.5 years that I've been saying to my girlfriend, look, this is the minimum standard I need you to live up to. This is what I need you to try to do. This is the effort I need you to make. And if you can't do it, let me go. Like, let me move on. Let me start a new life. And she has sometimes begged and sometimes demanded a second chance, sometimes with tears, sometimes with other methods and modes. But this has been 2.5 years of me trying to end the relationship, trying to break up again and again and again. And my girlfriend asking for a second chance or a 10th chance or a 20th chance again and again and again. And with one exception, I think we've never discussed this on YouTube. I believe there was one breakup where I did come and talk about it on camera. And then when we got back together again, there wasn't any real discussion of what was going on or how that had happened. Why? Okay, look, motivation is a bit of an overly vague buzzword, all right? Right now, I'm trying to study French again. I don't know how high a priority it's going to be in my life. I don't know how committed to it I am. But I've been taking photographs of my homework, been taking photographs of myself, writing out French exercises, and uploading to the internet. And other people tell me mistakes I've made. Other people who speak more French than I do, like, oh, you got this vowel wrong, you got this thing wrong. I'm not going to call that motivation. But, taking photographs of yourself studying French and sharing them with other people and involving other people, it sure is different from studying French all alone, right? I think it's different in a really meaningful way. I believe the difference you can make in your life by coming on YouTube and talking about why it is you're breaking up with your girlfriend, or why it is you got back together again, or what the issues are, or what the struggles are. I think that can be a really positive part of your life. I think it could be a really positive part of my girlfriend's life, And I think that this whole relationship would be in a way better situation today if we'd done that over the last 4 years now, or at least over the last 2.5 years. Now, some of you don't believe me. Some of you think of YouTube the same way some people think of Instagram, as if the point of YouTube is only to show yourself when you're clean shaven. I'm not here. I've got stubble. Sometimes I have a beard. Like, the point is only to show yourself at the most flattering angle, at the most flattering moment. Like, just to share on Instagram pictures of yourself on a sailboat, diving into the ocean, pictures of great happiness and accomplishment. You share a picture of yourself collecting the diploma, that you studied French, but not the pictures of you making mistakes along the way, struggling to spell things correctly in French and having people correct you, all right? And I'm saying to you, no. I'm saying to you the opposite. Sharing the struggle, sharing the mistakes you make, and really talking about it, and inviting other people to be a witness to whatever it is you're fucking up, whatever it is you're trying to do right, I think that's so much more meaningful and so much more constructive than what people call therapy, okay? My ex-wife and I, when the marriage was falling apart before we split up, we went to see a therapist together. Didn't help a goddamn thing. It just made me resent more the indifference of the therapist, frankly, and it made me resent, what my wife said and what she didn't say. And you can go to therapy and talk about your problems, and you can go to therapy and lie about your problems and cover up your problems and make it sound good for the therapist. It could have other effects. Okay, there was an earlier point in this relationship where my girlfriend went in and talked to a therapist. All right, in my opinion, the potential to really learn something, to really resolve, to do better, to do something different, I think it can come from recording yourself. And even if just you go back and watch it later, right? If just you go back and say, oh yeah, that was me when I was a student learning Chinese. That was me when I was learning French. That was me struggling with that. I think for a lot of us, this can be part of developing, the musculature, the mental muscles necessary to really be honest and have some sense of pride and some sense of dignity, not in the accomplishments, but in the struggle. All right? Life is not just about jumping off a sailboat. And at this point, I feel like we've been so dishonest with the audience in the last 4 years. I don't know what you guys think of my relationship. I don't know what you guys think of my life. The last time we broke up, whatever it is, a month ago, 2 months ago now, I wrote to several people I consider friends and said, well, we're finally doing it. Like, we're finally going to buy airplane tickets. And like, it's not just the inflatable mattress. Like, okay, Melissa and I are really finally breaking up. And they wrote back and said, like, Wow, I thought you had this amazing positive relationship. I had no idea. These are people who watch my YouTube videos and who've known me, talked to me for years. Now, I'm not out here trying to deceive anyone, right? But you can see the way in which this can become a powerful source of self-deception, all right? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to become? What are you willing to do to make it happen? Right? So mostly questions we just ask of ourselves in isolation. When you've got a relationship, when you're defining a relationship, when you're redefining a relationship, when you're breaking up and getting back together again. I think the question you've got to ask is, who do we want to be? Who do we want to become? And now what are we willing to do to make it happen?